Hi, my name is Steve Willock. During my day job, I'm normally a designer working in product development, but I'm also a keen guitarist. And as a guitarist, I do favour the use of guitar pedals. And as I've collected those pedals over the years, I've always been looking around for the perfect pedal board. The fact is, if you wish to buy a pedal board in the UK today, the likelihood is you're going to buy a Pedal Train product or one of the many copycat products that look like the Pedal Train range. So well tested, tried and tested products, and I'm sure that many guitarists like me own one already. The fact is though, that the Pedal Train products, despite the fact that it's widely available here in the UK and is claimed to be a US product, is still manufactured in China. So before it gets the opportunity to be under my right foot on a Saturday evening, it's already travelled halfway around the world on an ocean liner pumping carbon dioxide into the atmosphere and all the other good stuff. The other issues with manufacturing in China is the style of manufacture itself. The Pedal Train range is made out of box section aluminium, which means that it's not one piece of steel or aluminium together. You can actually see, if we get a little bit closer on here, you can see where the box section parts are welded together. It makes for quite a sturdy product, but nevertheless these are still areas of a product that are potential areas of weakness. And because it's not manufactured out of a single piece, you sometimes get a situation where the board itself doesn't quite sit properly on the floor when it's manufactured. There are loads of other issues which I personally found annoying when we bought this product. When it came to fitting the power supply in here, it's a very clever design in that the channel here is designed to fit both Pedal Train's own range of power supplies and the very popular Voodoo Labs range of power supplies. But it's, again, depending upon what size of board you use, it's limited to which power supply it will take. And also, if you want to fit the brackets to hold that power supply in place, you're going to have to get your drill out, you're going to have to drill holes in this thing, and you're going to have to fit them yourselves. Not something I particularly relish doing after spending over £100 for what essentially is just a metal platform. Now, as a designer working in product development, these issues really played on my mind. And there was a few things there that I thought could be improved in this design. One, I asked myself the question, why does it have to be made out of multiple pieces of steel? Two, why is this device not pre-drilled to accept the various power supplies that I might want to put in there? And three, and perhaps most importantly of all for me, and maybe for you as well, is why the heck isn't it made in the UK? After all, it's a relatively simple product. It can't just be down to price. Obviously, manufacturing costs in the Far East are considerably less than here in the UK, but I believed that good product design and better product design would be better for us as guitar users, for the products itself, better for the finished products that we end up with, and obviously keep it manufactured here in the UK. So it doesn't only help the British economy, but it also stops the fact that these things have been shipped halfway around the world as well unnecessarily. So, the question was, could I make an equivalent or better, in fact considerably better, pedal board for my guitar effects pedals, make it here in the UK and manufacture it in such quantity that it can be shared with the rest of the guitarists in the country? It seemed to me that there was an opportunity to design an improved pedal board. Improve a pedal board, manufacture that pedal board here in the UK and give it a brand new brand. We've decided to call Pedaldeck, and we've introduced a whole new bunch of features which we think you're going to find helpful, useful and most of all British. So this is the first of the Pedaldecks. It's based on the Pedal Train 2 size of board, but it is going to be available in various sizes as well. The first thing to notice about the Pedaldeck as opposed to its competitors is that it is actually manufactured from a single piece of aluminium. It's pressed as from a flat sheet, it's creased, folded and formed to give us the shape and the platform that we're familiar with as guitarists. So you've got the flat surface areas here in which to put the Velcro in which our pedals are going to sit. We've got the spaces in between which has got plenty of room for the cables to run through. But it's when we get on the underside of the board that we start to see some of the real improvements that we've built into this product. Some of you might be saying straight away now, well, it can't possibly be as strong as the box section aluminium because there's not as much steel in it. Well, that's not true, because the actual profile of the steel that's gone in to make this is slightly thicker. And as we can see here, the platforms for the pedals on the opposite side have been formed by folding in these strengthening wings on the underside. And this gives the overall strength to the board itself. Not only that, but where these are folded in, that's given us that channel again. So this channel is an identical size to that on the comparable boards, which means that your power supplies are going to slot in there very conveniently. However, we've taken the pedal deck one stage further in that we have pre-drilled the leading edge folded in area here. So this has been pre-drilled. It's not been pre-drilled to fit only one size of power supply, but in fact it's been pre-drilled to accommodate all of them. So regardless of whether you're using a very small ISO 5 type products, or you're all the way up to the Mondo products, which you'll see in the example that I'm going to show in a few moments, the pedal deck, any size that it's bought in, can accommodate that. You can see also cutaways in this fold. Not only it's pre-drilled for the various bracket positions, but these cutaways also allow access to the sag switches that are on the power supplies as well. So it's been very, very carefully thought out, this, to accommodate the power supplies that are on the market today. I mentioned before that we also allow for this pedal board to accommodate the Mondo, and that's because the position of the Mondo's power inlets and outlets are different to those on the smaller size power supplies. And so the Pedaldeck products has got 3 holes pre-cut into the reverse profile there, to make sure that regardless of which power supply you put in here, the holes are available. Now, the reason why it's important that the Pedaldeck can accommodate that bigger power supply is because of the way that pedals themselves and effects and digital effects are changing. You'll see pedals getting smaller and smaller, and that means that smaller pedal boards can actually take more pedals, and if we fit more pedals, we need a bigger power supply. Right now, the Pedaldeck is the only pedal board in the UK that will accommodate more pedals than anybody else, with the biggest current power supply that's available from Voodoo Labs, the Mondo. And we're going to take a look at one of these made up in exactly that format right now. So here is my Blue Peter moment. This is one that we made up earlier. As you can see, it's got a wide selection of pedals on here. This is not an effects pedal review, otherwise I'd be going on about how great the Decimator 2 is and the Eventide Space digital effects are. But what this is showing is that how neat and efficient the Pedaldeck pedal board can be to have a whole range of pedals on here. These are all quite large pedals that have gone here. So now, of course, if we had much smaller pedals on here, we could get more on, and the power supply wouldn't be an issue. Velcro is attached to the top here as normal, and this comes supplied with the Pedaldeck when it's bought. Obviously you've got your own cable arrangements to make. The key thing about this particular arrangement is that the pedals that are on here, they've got quite a wide range of power requirements, from 9 volt upwards. So it was important that we had a power supply and the ability to support a power supply that would accommodate this vast range of pedals. So it's when we get underneath the Pedaldeck that things start to get more interesting. You can see here that we've been able to fit a full-sized Voodoo Labs Mondo power supply into the space. The brackets are supplied, included in the purchase of your pedal board, and as I say, everything is pre-drilled, and the bolts are supplied with us too. So you can just fasten those brackets in, simple nut and bolt, no real DIY skills required to fit here, and no risk of damaging the pedal deck itself because you're having to attack it with a drill and bit. You can see the additional benefit here is that instead of having that thick box section on the underside, the wings that have given the board its overall strength have also been used as a channel in which we can fasten the various cables that are linking the pedals together. It makes for a really neat, tight, clean installation of your pedals and the various cables that hold them together. As well as this being a really neat layout, you can see that the installation of the Voodoo Labs Mondo here, still everything is very, very accessible. the fact that these blades are quite thin, the way they fold it up, really gives nice, neat and easy access to all the input switches and the power supply amendments that can be made up here. This is the Mondo. If you were to use the very popular Voodoo Labs Pedal Power 2, then the sag switch cutaways would come into their own as well, and that would be positioned just at this end here. It's got a different bracket fitting for that that's also supplied. We supply a full range of brackets with the Pedaldeck package. That means that regardless of which power supply you fit in here for the Voodoo Labs range, they'll all fit. There's no drilling to do, no cutting to do, no gluing or no additional Velcro. It just fits in there, really neat, really tidy. The other mention of the power inlets and outlets, as we can see here on the rear profile of the board, the Mondo has its inlet and outlet power supply positions in a different location, clearly because it's a wider product than the Pedal Power 2 and the ISO 5 and some of the other digital power supplies that are in that range. But because we've got 3 inlets and outlets pre-cut into the Pedaldeck board, it's no problem whatsoever in installing any of those power supplies. All in all, we're really happy that we've managed to significantly improve what is a very simple product at the end of the day. It's a pedal board. Some of you probably made one out of some plywood and carpet, but this is next generation stuff. Not just next generation stuff moving on from popular ranges that are out there like the pedal trains, but a step forward both in design, simplicity, weight, strength, use, and most of all, it's manufactured right here in the UK, so UK products.